So your question is that if we have a pair of values given for an exponential function, then how to complete this table. And let's try this. This should not be too bad because we are given the whole number values for the input variable. Okay. Now in this question we have pairs of input output values given for these four functions, and we have to fill up the table. Okay, so the first function is f of x. Okay, and the form will be what? A times b to the x, where b is a number greater than 0, right? So first pay attention to this table here. I mean, this is the table we are looking at. So what happens? This value will be 5 times b, and this value has to be 5 times b square. Okay, the next value here, this has to be 5 times b, this has to be 5 times b square. That means what? We have this 5 times b square, the square of our base, that has to equal 45, which will give us what? B square is 9, and in this case we are going to choose or take only b equals what? 3. Okay, so our base is 3. So the base is 3 means this value will be 3 times 5, which is 15. This will be 3 times 45. What that is going to be? 135. Then this is going to be 3 times 135. That is going to be 405. Okay. Now consider this function gx. Okay. Now here the base is, let's say the base is b. So what we have here, for x equals 1, the value is 54. And for x equals 3, the value is 6. Okay, let me write gx here for you first. So gx is, say this is 8 times b to the power x. And now let's try finding this first because we have the whole number values here. Okay, so what you have, you got b equals 54. Okay, in fact AB equals 54. Okay, and then you have AB cube equals how much? 6. Okay, so if I divide this equation by the equation above, okay, then, and assuming that a is not equal to 0, okay, now we have to assume that, and a doesn't, if a is 0, we don't have really much to talk about anyways. Okay, so if we divide AB cube equals 6 by AB equals 54, what do we get? We get AB cubed divided by AB equals what? 6 over 54. Okay, now these a's will cancel, and b cube over b is going to be simply b square, which will be how much? 1 over 9. So what will be the square root of 1 over 9? And we want the positive square root in this case because our base has to be a positive number. So that is what? Sorry about that. That is going to be 1/3. Okay, so let's go back here. So what you have, this value will be 1/3 of 54, which means this would be 1/3 of 54 would be what? 18, right? Then 1/3 of 6 will be 2. Now we are going to this step here, and every value has become a third of the previous value. So this is going to become 3 times the value, right? So we get how much here? 162. Now let's go by the same formulation here. So in this case, what we have is that we have 81, and here we have 3. So our base is going to be what? Our base is going to be a number again less than how much? Less than 1, a positive number less than 1. Okay, now in this case we are going from x equals 1 to x equals 4. All right, so what will happen here? If we take 3 over 81, then we have gotten what? We have gotten cube of our base this time. All right, and then if we simplify it, then b cube is, one sec, b cube is 1 over 27. Okay, all right, and if you take the cube root, what you get? B equals simply 1 over 3. All right, and you can do this. If you want, you can just write down 1 over 27 to the power 1/3 in your calculator, and that will give you a 1/3. Okay, let me just show you how would you do that in your calculator. So you got 1 over 27 to the power 1/3. Okay, all right. Oh, it gave you in the fractional form, but no big deal. You just go to math and you say fraction. All right, it gives you 1/3. Okay, so anyway, our base is 1/3. That means here this value will be what? 81 over 3 is 27, over 3 is 9, and this is going to be how much? 3 times 81, so that will be 243. All right, now let's look at this one here, the function kx. Here, from x equals 3 to x equals 4, the function changes from 2048 to 16,384, right? Okay, so if we divide 6,384 by 2048, then we should just get the base b, because it just goes up by the value of base. So the base here is what? 8, and 8 is a pretty big base in this case. All right, so what will happen here? The value before this is going to be 2048 over 8. Okay, so I know it. This is, you can divide it easily. All right, but let me just write it. And after this, well, if we divide 256 by 8, we do it different ways, but anyway, 8 times 3 is 24. We are carrying 1 over, we get 16. Then 32 over 8 is how much? 4. Okay, so let's see if we got it right. Okay, very good. So it liked it. Now, so you can do this. After this, that you just do a similar exercise. Okay, so yeah, just go and do a similar exercise to make sure that you can do these all. Okay, thanks.